Well, I'm shooting an intro even though I have no idea what we're doing today. I just know it's very cold in here because, you know, it is December in Minnesota. So, just walked in. Obviously, Firebird's still there. But, yeah, this thing's slowly coming apart. He's trying to get these prizes here. He wants these factory quarters. So, he's been slowly taking this thing apart. I'm glad he's got the patience for that because I definitely don't. But yeah, so I think we're getting closer and closer to getting this over. Trying to schedule a rollback to move it before we get a bunch of snow. Yeah, pretty much everything I wanted to do under the car, it's just gonna have to wait for a while. The TA sitting here isn't helping. But, yeah, just chilly. It'll warm up in here pretty quick, though. And, of course, the Henry's got one tire that goes flat. But, you know, I got an air compressor. Just don't want to go out and dig in the shed looking for another tire. But that front one goes flat a little bit. So, well, so that's our intro, I guess. Okay, tires aired up. And we're getting ready to actually pick it up and swap the tires and put that one back here. Make it a little nicer. There you go, that one up front. And he's decided he's going to break the bead because he thinks he found a bead leak. So, he's going to just pop that on there and try to reseal her. So, hopefully that works. That'll be a lot less hassle later. Okay, now that it's done bleeding, you can see where the leak was. That's where all the bubbles were. So, he's just going to give her a try here. Put the little bead crusher in there and break the bead. There. Sometimes it's nice to have the right machines. Well, the wheel actually doesn't look that bad, so he's just giving it a quick clean. And we'll see if we can get it to seal this time. Alright, now that the octopus game has been played, now I can put her back up there. Gotta have the valve stem where you can reach it. Alright. And this is that thing we fixed a couple weeks ago. So now that'll allow a rapid dump, which should seat the bead in a way that you couldn't do slowly. Got to be a lot of volume of air. So there's an air tank, plus, you know, there's 80 gallons in there, plus another 80 gallons in another tube. So, boom. Look at that. I don't think that's it, but that helped. So, hopefully it doesn't leak now. So, we will find out. Just going to pop the core in real quick, and then we'll see if this thing holds air. Got quieter with a core in it. So that always helps. So, I don't hear any hissing. That's never a bad start. Alright. So, hopefully, this is now a good tire. I think he's going to soap it down and we'll check for leaks. You got to have a little patience, but at this point, I got soapy water sitting around this whole bead. We got 30 pounds in the tire. And now there's no nest of bubbles like there were before. So maybe this tire actually will work. Look at that. She's still got air in her. So now we're going to tell you the story of why we had to do all that. These are all just junk tires. And last week when he threw them on to get this off of here, he put the tires that were up front on the back and the tires that were on the back up front. And because these just have random back spacing and random tire sizes, it was rubbing on the frame in the back, making it difficult to turn. And one tire was so tall up front, it was rubbing on bolts underneath the fender. So that's why he had it on go jacks, and you still had to have 3 hernia surgeries to move the car. So now you can just push the car. It's a lot better. So that's going to make it easier to bring it over. So there's our mea culpa moment here.
Because of the leaky tire, I thought it would be better in the front.
Well, see, there's even logic. He thought moving the leaky tire to the front would be easier. So that actually bit you. Yeah, it bit you in the butt, didn't it? Yeah. So that's okay. We got it solved. It's not the end of the world. And I think that doesn't leak now. That's all right. She's still holding there. Still looking cool. We're still pretty happy with the fuel system on this. But I think very little of consequence will get done today. I think it's mostly just getting her ready to move over to my house. Because we're definitely running low on good weather. Well, he's finishing cleaning up our mess there. The toys are still sitting here, all dirty, all old. But at least he was kind enough to let me store them for the winter. Well, we're closing her out for the night. Still waiting on this plate. And they say maybe in the next week or two they'll finally ship it. We'll find out someday. It might be 2022 by the time we see that thing. It's the way the world is now.
Tire's still up.
Yeah, tire's still holding air, and that's been hours. So I think we might have fixed that and solved the whole problem that needed solving before you caused other problems. But, you know, things just happen. What do you do? So we've just been gathering stuff up that needs to go with the Henry. You know, some boxes of switches and housings and all kinds of stuff. So makes for a boring video, but it's got to be done. And with any luck, we get this moved here soon. So we're going to end the Henry J video. Yeah, I wish I would have been able to film that, but it's almost 10 o'clock at night. It is 3 degrees outside. And a giant rollback just brought me the Henry J. Come on in, Chop Dog. Let's go. Okay, Shop Dog says it's cold out there. It's 3 degrees. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. There's snow. A giant rollback was just here. But the Henry J is in my shop. So that is probably going to be the close of last week's Henry J video that I didn't finish. And didn't finish editing because it didn't feel like we did a lot. Don't worry, it's mismatched tires, so the car sits funny. But it's here safe, even though, God, it's cold out. This has been another ShopWreck's approved video.